Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we find ourselves in early LMP and we head right to the end of qualifying where I find myself in P6, which is a very nice position. But you can see that P1 is so fast, literally 2 seconds faster than me. So as we head to the beginning of the race, didn't really have much hope at P1 unless he got taken out in turn 1. But yeah, as we head off the line, you can see that P5 already losing control, just squabbling all over the place. So we get a free position already. And as we head into turn 1, Mr. HQZ goes a bit too deep, allowing me to move up to P4 already after only one turn. And as we head to the S, unfortunately I just turned a bit too early. And listen, I'm sorry bro, I didn't mean that, it was unintentional, but show must go on. And because of that incident, I now find myself all the way down to P13 with P14 right on my tail. And as we turn, we get a little bit of contact with Phantom D, but thankfully none of us spin out or lose control. But unfortunately that was the case for Pavard, who got just smashed into by Phantom. And as we head into second to last turn, it was Phantom's turn to lose control. So as we end lap 1, I find myself in P11, which is not too bad, you know, though 3 positions gained within a span of 1 lap. And as we head into turn 1 of lap 2, I just scooch myself past those 2 guys in down to P9 already. As we head into the S of Hakone onto the back straight, chasing down Meme Historian. And fortunately I just gave him a little tap here. Didn't really mean it, but nothing bad happened thankfully. And as we reach the end of the back straight, I managed to get past him, but Game Tester just comes out of nowhere and just gives me a little love tap, no homo. And thankfully move up to P8 already, as the guys behind are just fighting it out. And yeah, we reach the end of lap 2, and you can see that there's a pack of 3 guys right in front of me just fighting for, what is that, P5 at this point. So yeah, in the span of 2 laps, and managed to gain 5 positions, which is not too bad. As we head into turn 1 of lap 3, all of the guys in front of me just go super deep, as they're really battling it out for P5. And as we head into the S for the 3rd time of the race already, you can see that there's a little incident where Flashy gets the bad end of stick and ends up going off track for a bit, and I managed to go past him as we reached the end of the back straight. But unfortunately he was the culprit of this race. As we enter this corner, he just rams me in the back, and thankfully I got no penalty for that. And I'm not sure if he even got a penalty for that, honestly. But as we head to the end of lap 4, still in P7, and we make the move on Killer Llama to go into P6, our favorite position, as Killer Llama just was wobbling around a bit too much. So yeah, by the end of lap 5, find ourselves 7 positions ahead of where we were after an unfortunate incident in the beginning. And as we head into the S's, and Killer Llama just comes flying past me on the back straight, but thankfully he brakes a bit too late and goes deep, allowing me to regain the glorious P6. Now as we move to the end of lap 6, Flashy just decides to not leave me any space whatsoever, and thankfully once again I get no penalty for that. And as we head into the S, he just decides to brake for some reason in a car that has an infinite amount of grip, it seems like. And because of that, Killer Llama managed to come right next to us, basically. But yeah, he fortunately stayed behind me as I tried to make a move on Flashy right there, and here once again. But unfortunately the BMW that I'm driving doesn't really have the top end that the more modern cars have, that the guy in front of us is driving. And thankfully, second to last corner, we get the move done on him, and we move up to P4 by the end of lap 6. But that didn't last too long, as I said. Didn't really have the top end like these other cars. And as we head into turn 1, he stays in front of us, unfortunately. And as we head into the S this time around, he decides to brake as I'm right on his tail, forcing me to go way off the track and allowing me, Killer Llama, to go back into P4. And once again, I'm really happy I didn't get a penalty for his buffoonery. And because of that, I found myself in P6 once more. And as we head towards the last few corners of this lap, I end up going off track once more. And as they're fighting it out this time around, heading into the second to last corner of lap 7, I decided to go into the pits. And as I come out of the pits to start lap 8, find myself in P11 this time around. And I know that at this point I need to really pull out a good lap to not only come out in front of Flashy and Killer Llama, but to also have a decently sized gap. And thankfully, that is what happens. As we start lap 9, we see Flashy coming out of the pits right there. And thankfully, as we head into turn 1, I have a 1.7 second gap to him. And you have to keep in mind that he does also have a 1 second penalty, which means that technically the gap is 2.7 seconds at this point. So I knew that I just had to stay within him to finish the race ahead of him. And nothing really happened, honestly, until lap 12, where I make a little mistake and get a 0.1 second penalty. And you can see that he's pretty much right on my tail heading into the last corner with only 0.3 of a second gap between us. But thankfully I managed to pull it out. But as we head to turn 1 of lap 13, second to last lap, he ends up in front of me, but he goes super deep, which just allows me to regain a position. And that pretty much concluded the race. I mean, at this point we reached the end of lap 13 and we see 2.4 second gap to him, and he has a 1.7 second penalty. And as we head towards the finish line, you can see that I'm pretty much right on P4's tail, basically. But yeah, finish in P5 after a super chaotic race. So yeah, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time in a domination in B class.